Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. So today I am somewhat energized. I'm not sure if I have left Panda outside, but I closed the window because there were bees and wasps for the most part buzzing around. But I've got planned working on the backlighting for today. This is going to be definitely more of a hit and run side of the painting. I'd be surprised if it takes the 35 minutes. And if anything, that'll be waiting for the pen to dry. I have planned to work on next will be my May journal setup. I just realized I haven't brought it over, so I'll do that when the sprint starts. I've got in my head that sense of why am I doing anything kind of day. I'm reminding myself that just because the week is ended and I'm setting up May doesn't mean it's actually May. There's still 2.5 days. But yeah, I wanted to go back to sleep 2 hours ago, but I told myself just get off your butt, get up, do it, get going. So I've had myself a nutrient shake for my breakfast. Used up what was left of my ingredients. So now I can put the blender back into storage. And anyway, working on this gonna be super easy. I'm just working with the black again and possibly a gray to show like some shadow work. I've got water on this. I don't want to spill my water. But if I go into last year's booklet, I can give you an example of what I'm thinking of doing. At which point I should really do yellow and blue like in the original image. But scrolling through, maybe it's 2 years ago I did it. Sorry about this. Move this to the side. There it is. So I'm thinking if I don't just do it straight up black, I will do like here where there's the white outline around the black or the grayish sky, but that won't be necessary because the background in itself is bright. But I may, like I said, add a little bit of the color around the border for that kind of backlighting effect. But that's what I'm looking at for my winged snail. It's handy having all my other works to compare. Like I said, these are supposed to be given out as trading cards. And I have not done that. I haven't gone out, I haven't been social, and I like having my artwork on hand. Sorry for all the noises, but that is now back away. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Panda is sleeping at the stairs. If not, she might be locked out for a bit. Oops, at least it's a sunny day, right? At least she has lots of places to find shade. Oh. I've been lost in the mind-numbingness of phone games. Managed to stop myself from going down the rabbit hole of YouTube and Instagram shorts. And yesterday, holy hell, I reported a racist post on Instagram as making me uncomfortable, and Meta, being the twisted fucks that they are, then decided to make almost my entire Instagram feed similar racist posts. Like, oh, what the hell? Like I say, it's not a moment of learning to be inclusive or accepting. I'm not going to be accepting of racists. That's just how it is. So yeah, last night was one of those like, why am I even bothering with social media? Why am I doing any of this kind of nights? Now that I'm getting all excited and heated up, for anybody coming in, anybody watching this on the replay, I'm glad to have you here. I'm glad you're engaging and investing the time. I appreciate it. Oh, so I don't really have much planned. I'm not expecting really anybody to be here because it is the Heart Breathings Double Down virtual weekend type deal. It's the last day of the virtual weekend. There is, let's see, 27th. Right now, Cassandra is streaming over on her channel. And then in 2 hours, as usual, is Tracy. 2 hours after that is Sarah Cannon herself. And then finishing up the weekend at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific is Rhiannon. So that's a full day right there. Currently, Diane is doing her oil paintings over on her channel. She is so talented. Holy shit. If you haven't checked her out, you really should. If you find her on the AuthorTube website, she is Diane Dobson Barton, sorry. So, yeah, just going over the list here. I'm going to get going on my artwork. I'm going to turn on some lo-fi beats, get the music going. For those joining me, I'm happy to have you. I hope whatever you get up to, you're enjoying it. Well, at least there's nobody here to witness that I've been muted this whole damn time. What I was saying is that I'm gonna go back, bring this timer back 4 minutes. If anybody's joining, they're not totally off. What I was saying as I point to all of this craziness. Right, back up to here. Backlighting. Usually when you do backlighting, you can see an outline of color of whatever it's standing in front of. Like bright light coming from behind, you would see the bit of the blue and the yellow. If my camera picks it up, yay. But that's what backlighting looks like. Simple, bam, flash in the pan, 3 minutes. May 4th, May 11th, May 18th. I made a bad joke about foul roosters. The bar borders, what I had been saying is that sometimes the little decorative corner elements change. Not sometimes, they almost always change. And same with the design within the bar itself. But you will commonly see these in medieval charters and books like the Book of Kells. This over here is cartouche, which I'm, like I said but didn't, is most likely just the French definition of it. And it is hieroglyphs in a cluster that symbolize a phrase or a sentence, or even a singular word is represented. I, non-culturally educated, went with what was easiest to draw. So if I've written something offensive, I'm sorry. I honest to God don't know what I wrote. I just went with it. So that's my painting part done for this. All of this, the original cover had the word May in the middle. It was just May. And that took me 2 hours with the system crash and having to clean things up and get that. Then we have like the words that I need for my labels and editing them to include the colors and the designs like scales. These big labels, the stickers. I have some more stickers in here, including screw ups that I cut into strips. You'll maybe see that as we go along. Yes, the artwork, like the other than this, the non-words, that all came from the Archer and Olive Summer 2024, their essentially their mermaid sticker pack, which was like that. Definitely not like this. I scanned the one I owned, and then I just went to town, cutting it apart, fitting it in, so I could get as much out of this sticker paper as possible. So I have this for decorative elements. I've got my labels and I decided to do the cover out. Everything printed darker than intended. So I think rather than putting premium matte paper as my option the next time I print anything, I need to just stick with plain white with the highest quality ink. So yeah, I've got all this. I will most likely use this one because it's the most vibrant. And I'm going to go through my pens. So the camera might move around because my pinks and blues are underneath it to give it some height. I'm going to go through that. I'm going to go through not my inks because I have the Ferris Wheel Press Dabbler. It is still so full of ink that but yeah, that sponge is so full of ink, I'm gonna just continue using it for my daily writing. I really like how the nib is on this. I thought I'd hate it, but I like how it writes. But anyway, if I go back a bit, I have all 187 of the Ohuhu dual tip pens that I will try to not pick my swatches from because I've got the Heathrone that I've had since I started in, so I would have purchased them December of 2022 because my first journal starts in 2023. I have them. I have the Ohuhu skin tone that I got just a couple months later, so that I had the pale colors for double line highlighting. I have a bunch of those. I have a black binder with 120 pens that don't have any names, but I have them numbered by where they are in the book. I have that. I have Archer and Olive stuff. I've got some Temu things. I have the Full of Crayola, the Colors of the World kit, a bunch of dot markers, things like that. So I'm going to be going through these pens now to find which I like the look of with the colors on the paper. And those pens will become the decorative elements. So I have 4 Tombos I can pick from. But if I do, I'm pretty sure it's going to be 491. I don't want to use 489 because I want to go with a brownish color, not a gray. So I'll most likely be going back over to the Ohuhu skin and trying to find a brownish soil color from within them. So yeah, that is what we're working on next. Anybody's coming in late, it's nice to have you. I'm going to stop my yammering, get my colors going, so I can have this plus my food journal set up so I can have it set up by tomorrow morning. I haven't been journaling worth shit lately, but I still want to have it set up in case the creative drive comes back. Or not, but like my ability to remember and follow through in the moment, in case that comes back. Yeah, that was me yammering for 10 minutes, 7 of which you heard. I'll get you back to the lo-fi music. Thank you for being here. And again, whatever you're up to today, I hope that it feels fulfilling. Let's get some stuff done. Hello and welcome back. That kind of flew by as I was rooting around all of my many things, making sure I'm not muted this time. Yeah, trying to figure out what colors I want. Go with the stickers. Have this offcut decorative bit that actually has all the colors in one place. Makes it easier to do a comparison. I do not have any red I like that's close enough to be like that complements the squid or the highlights in the hair, or add some of the red from the mermaid tail. Also, a bit of a different red, but in the shell than with the star. So you can see it's will show up. It works well enough with the shell, like with the highlight there. Nowhere near the star, but it's complementary in the color tone. And same with the bigger shell, which is close to that. So I figured, screw it, it's the choice. It is the Ohuhu 167. It turned out to be right on top of the box. That was nice. I was just the most recent color was a struggle to pick between more of a green or more of an aquamarine. They're so freaking similar. But I've gone with a slightly more aquamarine since, well, as I said, he's printed so dark, it doesn't really matter which colors I go with, because none of them are going to be a perfect match. I've got my blue for all the watery stuff. I've I found one pen that even with water is officially dead, which is perfectly fine because, like I said, this is December 2022. This is probably February or March. The big old black binder, February, March of 23. I'm trying to use these pens first. I have future plans to go through, find dead ones like this. If I can't revive them with the water, they're out of the running. So that's one pen down. I've put the green back in with the others before I accidentally color swatch it or think I'm using it. On these lovely pens, I had the option to select a black barrel or a white when I purchased my Ohuhu, but because my heat throne is black, I figured it'd be easier to find the Ohuhu if I kept them white. And I'm so freaking right. Now I can go in here and I know if I'm looking for the heat throne, I find the black bodies. If I'm looking for Ohuhu, I find the white bodies. Simple. Yeah, they're not coherent. It's like, oh no, not everything's the same. Well, guess what? It makes my life so much easier that it's not the same. So I've got that. I'm debating if I want any other colors, because that is the blue, the reddish, the soily gray, the green from the seaweed, and while it's not ideal, the pen ink that I'm going to be writing with is actually got a hint of purple in it, which, like I said, it doesn't make me happy, but there's so much ink left in this wick that I'm carrying it over. I'm going to keep using it. I am not above doing that in order to not waste resources. So yeah, my pen collection is over 800 pens. So finding colors that work can be fun. It's a challenge. It's an adventure. You know, all the words we can think of. Yeah, so I have blue, gray, green, red. Honestly, it feels like there needs to be more, but at the same time, I'm not picking a bunch of different colors. I have a second line highlighter. I have brighter colors to deviate between weeks. I think the reason I want a fifth color is because there's 5 weeks. And I like, in my book, I don't really have much of anything written down, but I like to have different, like the lines, when the colors allow for it, like blue, gray, going into May, white tabs. Yeah, we have March, I had my pink and blue pens, purple, blue, pink, the blue again. I like to differentiate between my weekly lines, give some variety to the creativity. I think that's why I'm struggling to come up with, like, oh, I should have a fifth color. And the only thing my brain is really saying go for it is the light blue, but my pen is light blue. Oh. I have you know the cartilage part that looks like the tip of the knuckle that covers the entrance to your ear? Well, for the last 4 days, it's going down, but for the last 4 days there has been a pimple in there. Hey, I got the dry skin to come off. And today is the first day it doesn't hurt. So it's absorbing itself back into the body. But oh my freaking Lord, there was so much pain for the last 4 days with that ear pimple. You can't see me, but I'm rubbing at that part of my ear like, come on, bastard. I don't want it to pop because then I have to keep blood out of my eardrum, but I want it gone. Now that I've ranted, I'm going to pick a fifth color. I just feel like I need that bit of variety. I really wish that the light brown hadn't been dried out. But thinking of it that way, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of vibrant options, and at the same time there's like no options. Well, that's a me problem. I'm gonna get working on that. I'm gonna return you to the Lofi Vibes. Whatever you're working on today, I hope it makes you feeling good. I might have to take off the band-aid soon. I made bread last night, and when I turned the machine over, my pot holder, which is one of those woven pot holders, the center string had snapped off. Right as I reached for the bottom of the machine to turn it over, and gave myself a pretty nasty burn. So I've got a blister bandage on it. I've got polysporin on it. It doesn't hurt anymore, but I want to keep it on at least the 24 hours. Make sure it's all good, because I swear it felt like I'd given myself nerve damage. It was so freaking hot. And not sexy, but like ouch hot. So yeah, I'm going to find the fifth color. I'm going to clear off my pens and then switch over to my 300 rolls of washi tape to find stuff I like the look of. So I'm going to be working on that. You take care of yourselves, have some water, do some stretching, save your progress if you're going digital. If you are working manually, don't overwork your brain. Right, back to the music. Hello to anybody here. I see Heather came through. I threw her hello. I'm definitely just gonna do the one more for the sprint. I didn't get sick, but I was pretty close. But I don't want to just end it on you guys. So we'll do one more after this. Although I'll probably dial it down to 30 instead of 35. Currently, 2 o'clock, I put the pinned comment is the Heart Breathings Community sprint calendar. And right below that is where you can find the rest of the author tubers who are doing their streams and sprints and creative adventures. Coming up next, or even during me, Tracy, the revised writer, she started 13 minutes ago. Her stream started. In 45 minutes, there's two options between author D.L. Tillery and Somber Honey Books. In just under 2 hours, Sarah Cannon will be hosting hers at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. Word Nerds is on the sheet, but there's no link to any streams. But at 5:30/8:30, we have Amy Prokopis. And at 6 p.m/9 p.m. is Rhiannon Futch. And 6 p.m/9 p.m. 9:15 p.m. for some reason a 15-minute gap with but anyway, there's also Heather Salter Purves. So it is a busy afternoon. I'm not worried about you guys not having available streams to go into, whether it's the painting or writing or body doubling accountability, working with others like that. You have your options today. Monday is looking a bit light in comparison, especially the middle of the day chunk there. But there's still options available. Go ahead and pop over to AuthorTube to check that out. At the playlist, I've found my tapes. I'm going to be using the Archer and Olive tapes that I had, that I also bought alongside the stickers. This is from the other Under the Water nautical set that was available. Even though I don't have any intentions of reading anything like Davy Jones, I got the stickers. They were $4 for the package, so figured screw it. They're also scanned onto my computer, which is how I got the waves and the squid on my sticker pack. I say sticker pack, but on my jumbo edited sticker sheet here, the squid, the waves, they came from a separate sticker sheet compared to the mermaids and the shells and the wave pattern. And also on that was the voice of the sea speaks to the soul. And I thought that would be nice to include on here. So I have the squid tape, I have the waves tape, also complementing the bottom, the seaweed and the soil. I managed to dig out this smaller soil looking washi tape and a nice green that should work pretty well. You can't see it too clearly, I'm sorry about this. And bright light isn't, who knows, but it works well with the seaweed, the brighter colors on it. So I have the tapes, I have my stickers, I got my ruler and my pens. When I get, I'm starting to feel a bit more energized, I'll have some water. We'll stick with the 35-minute. I'm feeling it at the moment. Yeah, so I'm gonna get started on Mermaid in my everyday creative journal. I call it creative, but I don't bullet journal. Like, I haven't really journaled much of anything at all. But like, back at the start of the year, I write down tasks that I want to do for the day, and then just throw in a bunch of post tasks, which is why this week or this month I've printed out, instead of to-dos, I've printed to-dos, where I will do the same thing where I write down what I would like to do during the week, and then you can't really see it, I'm sorry, but there's a list down there. Oh, runaway pens up there, a little bit clearer with the dots. But I write down what I want to do, and then if something else comes up that's important, there's space to write it. I have my notes. But yeah, top chunk is where what I've done. End of the day is when I journal, which is probably why I haven't journaled. I just haven't been feeling the end of the day. It's like, I'm finally tired, I just want to go to bed. And then I wake up and I've forgotten most of what I did the day before. I started this to remember things, and now, like, one day in that week where I wrote what I did. There's days where I didn't even write down what tasks I'd done. So one memory thing, I took care of the cats twice that day. I cleaned the stove and the counter that day. I don't know what I did there, or you know how it is. So this year I've been struggling to connect to actually use my journal. But I'm still doing it just in case. Like my chores. I'm trying, peeps. I'm trying. Yeah. I think got quite a bit done at the start of March. And then third week of March, it was a matter of, oh wait, I've been doing stuff. I hadn't even touched my book since the 19th until the 22nd. Actually, it was the 23rd, but I wrote on the 22nd. I hadn't touched my book since then. So I had to pretend I knew what I did and fill it in. So yeah, got one more day. See, I didn't even write in yesterday. Yesterday is blank. But still, I'm going to try. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to create what I can. I picked this color pack because it goes nicely with the book. Yeah. I do what I can till I fall asleep. So let's get started in this last sprint if you're hanging around. And if you've gone elsewhere, again, I hope you're having a good day. Yeah, we'll get back to some lo-fi, let you do whatever you're up to. And good luck with it. I'll see you in 30. Welcome back from the break, from the sprints. Heather, I hope your son is better at remembering what he's counted than I am, because when I count the dots, I usually take 4 times, sometimes 5, where I've counted them, and then I'm like, no, wait, was that right? Did I get it right? I'm glad you like the stamps. I decided I wanted it to look like paper underwater. I mean, it is mermaid, so it's like the paper you would find message in the bottle kind of idea before it dissolves away into the ocean. I'm debating if I want to do this conch shell looking spiral when I get over to where I would normally put tasks that happen more than once in a month. There's some up near the top that I try to do every 3 or so days, but no, my brain just won't let it happen. So it would be kind of nice to put the spirally guy there to represent the thing I'm supposed to be or trying to do the most, but I will decide that as it comes along. I don't think I'm going to have this set up before next week, but that's okay. I'm waiting for this ink to dry before, like, that's what the paper towel is about. But it's a juicy ink, so I still have shiny spots, and I don't want them all over the cover page. So for now, they live under here. There's so much. They are such time savers. That's why when it was like, oh, well, there's 31 days in May. There's 31 days on those stamps. I have another set here. I thought I might use if this didn't look right. If I didn't like how it felt in the... But I have this one where you can choose Sunday or Monday start days. And there's 31 days. I purchased a second one. Oh, it's a good thing that I didn't use this one. This is the second one. There's no stamp for the 31 because I went through with my scissors and cut them all off. So I have one pack that has 31 days and one pack that has 30. This is the 30. So again, oops, good thing it didn't come up. On those trackers that you looked at, the top line is where I'm going to write what it is that I'm trying to track. Like, if I've did any exercise, which I think my current tracker has 4 days out of this month where I've done something more than just played on the carpet with Panda. So I have the trackers there to try and motivate myself to do the stuff more often. But since I've been very disconnected from my journal, I'm not looking at the trackers. I'm not seeing that I'm not doing it very often. So I don't feel that, oh, damn, I got to do it kind of sense. But yeah, the stamps are incredibly handy. I've got my more artistic ones right here. There's some check boxes, but I use in my book, if you saw, my Ohuhu pens, I've actually got swatched out in a bunch of this guy. That looks like a paint palette. I have some of the ink bottles that I haven't really used. They were just too small for the actual ink sample. So, but they're nice, they're fun. I've been thinking about doing this on my dailies instead of writing them how I currently am, but there's room for it. But it doesn't really fit with the mermaid, so it's not being used. I actually have, over at the computer desk, I have a container with about 60 different sheets, different stuff of the full size, about 60 different stamps. I haven't even, actually my stencils are up here. Luckily, because I'm at the art desk, let me just put these back away. But yeah, being at the art desk, I can find or access almost all of my stuff that's actually over here with me. So yeah, this basket, moving you, is a bunch of the miscellaneous stickers sorted out by that. But I've got off Amazon, I got the two of the different multiple stencil packs. Haven't used them. I mean, I've used them before, but I'm not using them for this one. So yeah, I've got my fair collection. Put that back up there. When I started journaling, I got some things off Wish. I got a few things off Amazon, and then a bunch of stuff off Temu, because it was the same as all the stuff on Amazon, but I'm not paying that marked up prices. So like these 3 sheets cost me $1.20 for all 3 of them, whereas on Amazon 3 sheets would be $7, and it's the exact same products. So I'm not ashamed to save a penny on the same product. Oh, I'm sorry, the oh, family noise. Okay. No, I thought fan noise because my laptop is so freaking loud. But anyway. So when I get back to it, I ended up finding the 5th color that I was debating earlier because I needed a dot marker. So that when I'm doing my trackers, I just use the dot marker. And it's got a lovely, it's a dual tip. So that is going to be part of the setup. So we got 5 colors, 4 different washi tapes, a bunch of stickers to be cut out, and labels for sections like creative tasks for the month, personal. Under the cleaning task, I have a just once, which is where I put cleaning my apnea tray and the filter, as well as Panda's ears. So things like that, just once. Yeah, so when I come back later on, oh, thank you so much. When I come back later on, I might join somebody else's streams, or I might just sit down with my music and get stuff done. So enjoy your time with the family. Thank you so much for being here and engaging with me. I really appreciate it. And I'm sure you're aware, running your own sprints. If there's anybody here not chatting, who is also doing the rewatch, if you click on that link above that I have pinned, you will find Heather amongst the Heart Breathings community writing streamers. You can find her there. You can go check out her channel. She also has an art channel under the same name, but with the words art at the end of it. She does some beautiful work. You should check her videos out as well. So for those who stuck with me and those coming back on the replay, I appreciate you so much. I hope that your days go smoother than mine currently is. If you need rest, take it. If you need water, drink it. If you need the bathroom, go do it. There's 2 other streams that have just begun. You go check them out on the AuthorTube playlist, as well as the Heart Breathings. I believe, yeah, Tracy's just ended. So there will be another coming right up. And I will be back next week, same time, noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. I will be working on that bar border next week, which will be more intensive. It's very small, it's very detailed. So I'll probably be here 3 hours again. In the meantime, if I don't catch you in the other streams, take care of yourself and have a wonderful week. Oh, if you're in Canada and you did not do the advanced, get your ass to the polling stations. Go do your voting tomorrow. You have until 7 p.m. Pacific, but definitely go to Elections Canada, to their website, and check your local to see what time, where your voting station is, and the times that it's open. So go do that. Get your asses in gear. You're welcome, Heather. All right. Do your civic duty, because remember, if you don't vote, you don't get to complain. Take care of yourselves in the meantime. I will see you around. Bye.